Alright, so welcome to my Let's Play of Cities Skylines 2. We're working on the Barrier Island map in what my city has been called Lowe's Island by the great auto name generator of the game. And to start this map, I've actually pre-built a grid here because I didn't think that watching me build out this grid would be super interesting, but in doing so, I've already reached milestone 1, and we already have a transformer connection to our outside power line, so we're going to be importing power for a while, but eventually we're going to want to build a power generating station. Probably, if we can, I would like to do nuclear, but we're probably going to do something like geothermal or excuse me, sorry, geothermal or gas, since it's just going to be a little bit more cost prohibitive if you look at our options here. In order to get to nuclear, we have to get 2 for 14 total, bonus points, whatever these are called, development points to get to nuclear, whereas if you look at the other two, gas is only 2, geothermal is going to be 3, so both those make a little bit more sense. And if you look at geothermal, actually, if I bring this up here, I think it'll show me where my aquifers are somewhere. If I bring that up, yeah, so I have an aquifer here, an aquifer here, so we could do a couple spots for geothermal. Kind of break down what I'm going for with this grid here. We're doing 112 by 80 for my grid, and the reason I want to do that is by doing 80 deep, I get some nice solid 4 deep spaces. You see 4 deep there, 4 deep going the other direction. So that keeps my grid nice and compact, easy to walk for people, easy to build nice buildings, and easy to break up if I need to. I think in terms of real world city grids, that would be similar size to like Jacksonville, Florida, I believe. I think Portland's would be 80 by 80, so we're doing a little bit wider than that, and an oblong to kind of make it a little bit more visually interesting. And I'll kind of tell you a little bit of the plan I have going for this city here, as I'm just going to extend that just a little bit because it's bugging me that it's not connected all the way there. I kind of have 4 distinct layouts with this grid. If we look at our contour lines here, we have a little hilly area here that we're going to need to cut through, and we have a nice strong diagonal that we can cut through there. And we also have kind of a nice strong diagonal against this whole, bleed out here at the back end, and then big flat section here, big flat section here, not so flat of a section here, but decent enough. And we have a big forest in the middle. So what I want to do, if you look at our wind pattern here, all our air pollution is going to be going in this direction. So I want to use this kind of side of the island for my industrial, and I'm going to build a forestry area up here, try and clear out this forest, and then turn this into more denser industrial. We're going to use our main arterials or collectors. I'm not 100% sure what they are at this point. For the time being, we'll call them collectors. It's going to split the city into like a 4x4 grid here. And it's technically going to be a little bit different than that because we're going to add another collector down here. And the idea is we're going to have traffic coming in here, and then we're going to have kind of one district here, one district here, one district here, one district here, and then technically another district here, which is going to get pushed out here with this big diagonal. So we're going to draw some kind of like super long line that cuts along here, and I'll probably do that. Let me actually do that right now. I'm going to buy that tile, also buy that tile, because I do want to get those involved in my city here rather quickly. And I'll just shoot this along here as efficiently as I possibly can. So we're looking at kind of there is going to be our goal. So let me try that one more time. Perfect. And then we're going to just cut right through that and build like a nice little angled intersection there, and I can delete that. So we're not going to keep traffic going through there, and the idea is going to kind of be that this collector kind of just naturally becomes that collector without doing a full turn in there, and I might actually change that, but what I want is another way to get heavy traffic moving out this way. The idea being that if this is one of our kind of residential areas and this is industrial all the way out here, that we'll have these guys be able to do a thorough put all the way through here, whereas most of the people are going to be taking this road through. So we could even probably downgrade this to an asymmetrical or just a single 2-lane in a second, but I like the visual of keeping it that way. Another thing I want to do here really quickly is I'm going to upgrade. My first upgrade is going to be advanced road services. The reason I'm going to do this is because I want to spruce this lane up a little bit, and I'm going to do the 4-lane divided with the divider in the middle and just go all the way down, upgrade all that, and then under advanced road services we're going to make this grass in the middle. Again, just make it a little bit more pleasant, and then trees in the middle. And there you go, you have a nice pleasant drive route down the middle. It reminds me of actually where I live has a strip just like this. Obviously it doesn't go into like a deep bridge down there, but just nice big tall redwood trees that go right down the middle of the street. It's a very pleasant drive to make, and we want to make this a pleasant drive. We've also unlocked our road maintenance depot by doing this, and I'm not 100% sure what this does, but this portion, this little like corner of the world here, is going to be particularly for city services and things of that nature. So anything kind of like government related, I want to confine to this area, and we'll have some offices here. And then in the long run, our main financial district is going to be this little kind of chunk triangle here, and then we'll try and keep our industrial out. Kind of, if you use this as like a hard line, all our industrial is going to be on this side of the island, and we're going to use this for kind of like waste management. So my next thing I will do is I will build a water services depot there, or whatever the hell that's called. And I'll actually start by building my landfill there. And woof, shot up to the sky, sorry about that. So for this landfill, I'm just going to build this back just a smidge. Give myself a nice like frontage road thing here. We'll continue using this alley. We'll just build a nice, easy path, and I'll even upgrade this. I don't like that it's not the alley. Woof, that made that. So an easy way to fix that is if we go and we just unsnap. We can straighten that up just a smidge. Looks good. It's probably not perfect. Yeah, it's a little imperfect, but there we go. That's much better. That fixes any of the weird geometry going on. So we have a nice little entryway into our garbage facility, and I'm going to unpause it here. Actually, I'm not going to unpause it because I do know that I have an issue. In the long term, we have this hazardous waste unit that I can build onto the side here. We have plenty of room for that. We want to be very cognizant of being able to build those expandable buildings for a lot of the services we're going to place down. And we'll just get a nice big 90-degree angle waste dump back there. And what we're going to do, and I'll actually pre-build this road right now, is my wastewater facility is going to be over here as well, because I want to get rid of that sewage dump as quickly as possible. So I'll switch to continuous over here. I don't like that dip so much, but we'll just draw a nice big curved road out there, and it'll live somewhere along the side of that road. Fine by me. And we should have plenty of room to do stuff with that. I'm also going to continue building this grid out a little bit here. Let me see, what do I want to do? I want to unlock a tile here. I think I am going to just grab that one more tile here. And I will check out my contour lines. So what I want to do with this guy is just do a nice strong 180 right there. And then I think I'll do another one that kind of runs parallel to, I guess, that coastline there. I think I want it a little bit higher up. Our ultimate end goal is we want to build a bridge here, so we want to be able to get some connectivity going through there. So maybe I can push it back a little further. Do that. I like that, and then we'll just do a nice simple curve in here. Easy curve, and then going back to our single lane, we'll build a nice simple grid starting here. We'll go one. We'll make these 224, and then 112 back, and then we're going to do 80 up. Nice strong angle, 80 over. Make sure I did my math there correct. So we got, yeah, I knew I messed that up.
Second Moon Radio with your
Which is
host,
the end
Jay
of
Thomas
the world.
Hornbuckle. Tune in tomorrow for a second
80.
chance to hear the music of yesterday.
Easy way to catch that when you're building these out is that it should be exactly 2 squares on the right side of your, and then we'll do one more 80 up. Perfect. Alright. Let's build a couple cross streets here. What we were saying, 112 down. So right there, and we'll just shoot that right across. And same thing, we'll do 112 down. Use that as just like a little guideline tool for me, and then I can go ahead and delete that. And let me see if I can finish that. Just one itty bitty piece of road off. Yeah, perfect. Let's go. All right. So let me immediately start by filling, at the very least, those blocks in with industrial. And then I want to keep this as a traffic movement as much as possible. So I'm not going to load any commercial onto that street. I'm actually going to use this street here for my commercial, and I'm going to go, I'll do 6 back for this, and I'll do it up to there. We also got to, before we start doing things, we're going to need to put death care down. I like this spot for death care. I was thinking a lot about this. And I think I can do a really nice death care kind of facility over here with a crematorium. I like that this kind of looks like it connects to this side street, and I can even build a mausoleum here to make it connect even further. The one thing I'm going to have to do is fix the topography just a little, which is fine. I'm going to use my level terrain tool, bust out these sides, and I want to keep the hill here as much as I can, but not at the expense of my facility here. So if I smooth that out, you still have the hill looking area. I'm actually going to push this out just a little bit more, since I know I want to build that 1 facility there, and I'm just going to soften that nice and soft so it'll be really easy to build on in the future. And we'll probably put like a temple back here in the long run in this building, the Columbarium or whatever the heck it's called. I'm going to build that here and then have it connect directly to my crematorium so they kind of work together, since this is an area where you would store cremated remains. Just kind of polish that off. So I also have a little area, I've pre-planned this. I want to put my high school up here, and I'm probably going to use this lot here for my elementary school. We'll get there in a second. For the very beginning, let's just start by building some low density housing, and we're going to use this whole area. I want to use kind of this street as my blockage point for low density housing, and I'll try and stay as far over to this side as I possibly can. So I'll just fill those in, and what I want to do here, and I'm actually going to in an effort to make this as smooth as possible, I'm going to delete these side streets so that it only zones on these frontage streets. And the reason being is I want to use these frontage streets as my my primary streets that would be facing the houses, and these side streets are going to be particularly just used for commuting and not fronting buildings. So I'm going to unpause it and let that build. We will also in a second start working on filling this medium density housing demand, but right now I just want to focus strictly on this and try and get to level 2 as fast as possible so I can get rid of this wastewater dump plant. Our goal here is going to be to try and make it to level 4 and start doing some parks in our next episode. But for the time being, that's why that wasn't working for me. Let's just let these build out here. And actually, I'm going to start popping these in just to get it out of the way. And what I want to do here is leave these side streets open. So again, I have all my buildings fronting the direction I want them to. And I'll go 2 blocks deep and just have a nice string of row homes. So once these side buildings, then I can fill in the edges there, and it will make sure that all my buildings are fronting these main streets instead of the commuter streets on the sides there. I'll speed things up just a little bit to let this population start filling in. Things are looking good. We have our industrial filling up. We have a residential filling up. I hate that view. I hate this view too. Both these views need to change. I was watching City Planner Plays, and he had a pretty good mod that made things look a little bit better on that I might look into buying right now. But I am pretty plebeian at doing some of this stuff. So let me see here. Just slowly filling in. I think I put the wrong building type there. And just slowly letting these fill in. Looks like that street has been all plotted out. Same with this one, so I can rebuild my lines now. And I know this is kind of like an insane thing to do, but I'm really focusing on making this an aesthetically looking city more so than a functional city right now, or an easy city. I just want to make this look as nice as possible. So that's everything I'm focusing on here, is just really trying to make things as cool looking as I possibly can get it to look. that's why we're doing weird things like focusing on fronting streets and stuff of that nature. We got some rain coming down here now, which is probably going to make my game crash. I'm playing on 1080 right now, even though my monitor is a 1440, to one, make the stream a little bit better, and two, to make sure the game performs properly, because I have had some interesting performance dips as this game's gone on, but so far so good. We'll actually just block out some commercial going this way too. And then we'll get that road maintenance depot. Oh, actually, I totally forgot to build my medical clinic. I really wanted to do that. And we'll just pop it right back here. Actually, maybe I'll put it right there. And everyone seems to like that, and puts it close to these two little communities that I'm building right here, and it gives me enough space in the back to build out a little thing, like fronting it on this side street. Here we go back to my crazy whack-a-mole system here. Yeah, I'm actually just going to delete these streets to prevent that from happening. Perfect, we reach small village. I know these are the dealings of a crazy person here, but you know me well enough to know that I'm very crazy. I hate that. Absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it. Alright, once I finish that up. So like I said, let's go back to building our graphics have gotten a little funky there. Let's go back to building our infrastructure out a little bit here. And we'll start with our elementary school. I'm just going to place this right here in this corner, and I will pop a playground. Oh man, the graphics are rough here. I'm gonna learn of a possible fix for this, but before I do that, I'm just gonna pop that playground right back in there, tucked away, and then we'll use this kind of hill as some nice little separation. So let me see if I can figure out what the heck he did to fix this. MIP bias 0, 1, 2. Do I still have gross trees? Whoa. Options. All the way back to advanced, and we'll dump it back down to 1. Whoa, I can see the hard wall through there. Whoa. Alright.
using only their
So
imagination as
yeah,
guides to a
we're back
silent,
to regular
orderly
graphics now.
masterpiece. Now, here we sit, listening at
And yeah, I'm
full
fine.
volume.
I'm fine with those,
Eyes
just
so
given the nature of that little junction there. That's fine.
but let us not tarry.
So
On
going
to the
back to this,
next
I'll probably
grandson.
build this building like out over here somewhere in the future, and I can maybe even put a little parking lot in. So we'll see what that looks like, but that's fine. And I like the way that that street kind of like pulls up directly into the front of that school. So it looks good to me. I appreciate that. I'm going to continue pushing out my residential here by buying those 4 tiles. And then we'll go ahead and put this school, this high school up. And as we put our contour lines back on, we want to pop it somewhere on top of this hill. So I'm going to actually use like a guideline grid here of sorts. And use that for the fronting of my high school. And I friggin' hate that so much. Do I want to push it back a little bit? I think that's fine. Let's push it back maybe 4 tiles. And then if I build on the football stadium, I think we can put like a nice looking football field maybe right there without damaging the terraforming too much. I'll just kind of flatten out that edge, but yeah, I think that looks good. It'd be nice if it didn't like have a little area in the back there, but I'll do something with that. And what I will actually do here is get a little alley, connect up there, connect down there, and my alley, I'll build like a little parking lot here in the future. And really quickly, since I have it, let me build that water treatment plant. Quickly. Whoa, man. I really messed up that whole time. I totally forgot to connect the bridge there. Hopefully that fixes things. Luckily, I don't think it's hurt anything too much. And we'll bring that wastewater treatment facility I like that you can adjust that zoning so that it is not directly up against the wall. And ooh, I've already made it to level 3, so you see it. Got a nice little fronting road there, and I can put, you know, my plenty of room for that over there. So with level 3, we've got firehouse and police station, so let's put those down. We'll put snapping 2s back on, and we'll put it on this side. I do like having it close to that medical facility though, so let's maybe put it, I think if I put the fire station here, and maybe I'll put the police station fronting that road. How does that look? That looks great. Actually, I think I could even squeeze it right in there. Yeah, that's fantastic. That way you have fire access that can easily get out to the industrial area if you need. Police stations close to my commercial district, which is going to need the most police coverage. Things are looking good here, so let's unpause. And I think I've laid down all the city services that I have afforded to me at the moment. I have death care, I have a medical facility, I have a garbage disposal facility, I have a wastewater treatment plant, so now I can actually delete that, which will make people happy. I guess it didn't make everyone happy, wow. let's continue to build out this grid here. Our goal is we want to try and push to level to milestone 4 by the end of this, and then I will spend probably the time in between this video and the next video doing some crazy landscaping in preparation for placing parks. But that's really, I think, where the city building is gonna get exciting for me personally, is being able to start putting some parks in there. I really like the look of the parks, especially in this game. I think they're just great little assets. Ooh, so our zoning is off just ever so slightly there. Not 100% sure why. Well, that's part of the problem. That was not a straight street. Let's go back above ground. Oh man, sometimes the road layout is brutal in this game. Alright. And cut that in there. Things are looking pretty decent right now. We were doing 112 down. Keep those contours on. We want to be looking at those contours at all times. Nope. Shot that just a little too far. So something has gone wrong somewhere in this grid. I think I am crazy enough to redo this whole thing. So let's go back to the grid, Gridarino. I think I can see where it's disconnecting, but just continue to push through. Down, groups of 80, and then we'll just shoot these straight through. And I think we have another issue area, but it's not going to be as bad as it was before, and I'll take that right now because I think that'll be easier to fix. Push through. Beautiful. Yeah, I like that way better. And then we'll do one more 112 down. All the way up. Push those through, and I'll stub these out. One thing that is easy about stubbing those out like that is that you can get nice, strong 90-degree angles that don't break up your zoning unless apparently you mess up that bad, which apparently I just did. There we go. Alright, so I've at least fixed it in the interim. And then I think what I want to do with this street here is connect this in. Just a nice, easy angle if I can get it. That is not a nice, easy angle. Maybe that will not be the spot. Maybe I'll have to do the nice, easy angle over here. So let's come out Sometimes it's really hard to see. Come out 24 there. And then we'll do up and over. It's not great looking. It looks a little wonky. Let's see if I can fix that actually. Turn off my snap twos. Yeah, you know, that's fine enough. I'm not gonna get too invested with it. Woof. Don't know what happened there. And then we'll just do one more block down. Remember to put those snap twos back on. 112.80 over. Yeah, I don't know what is going on here, but something is bad with the water supply. And you can tell just something as simple as that is just messing up the zoning just enough where my OCD is going crazy. So whatever, I'm just not going to worry about that for right now. And we'll go back to trying to zone in. Let's zone the other side of this road here, and we'll just do a big sweep all the way down, and we'll continue to do 6 deep. I'm just going to cut off. Unfortunately, I missed that one already, and this one too. I'm going to cut off those road junctions. We might do some whack-a-mole with those as well. And we'll go back over here and see if I have any room to advance my industrial facility. If I do 80 over, shoot that over. Is that flat enough? It's not great, but it's not terrible. And we will just fill that in with industrial. I think I'll go ahead and buy that tile just to continue. Oof. It's rough. I gotta buy this tile too, but that's fine because I'm gonna start unlocking that that forestry district there in a second. So I'll shoot this back. Let's say just about there. That'll just be a guideline for me, and we'll see if I can shoot this a couple more blocks. I think we got 160.
Temporary local shortages in the city's fresh water supply. The public
Perfect.
should be aware that we are struggling to get the situation in hand. This has been a local public service announcement.
Okay, so apparently something
Recent spikes in demand have led to temporary
has
local
happened.
shortages in the city's fresh water supply. The public should be aware that we are struggling to get the situation in hand.
What's wrong with the freshwater supply?
This is
Apparently I'm
second
bad at
moon
this
radio,
game.
classical for the modern age. Unlike most
Alright.
modern music, classical has always been
So we'll work
penned
on
by
that
someone
in a second. I want to
sitting
just
in front
focus
of
on
a
filling in
sheltered
this
blanket
zoning here as
using
much as I
only their
can. I'll
imagination
build
through a silent
wrong type of
audio
housing. I'm
masterpiece.
just going to fill those in, and I will
Full volume, and our
destroy
stories are transparent.
these roads
But let
because
us
I
not
just
tarry.
knew that that was going to
On
happen.
the next episode. Local stargazers are in for a real treat tonight as the aurora borealis is expected to light up the night sky.
That's right,
And
Jim.
then we'll
Don't
go
forget
back to
look
our
up
medium
this evening.
density.
It promises to be quite a sight. The leader of the City Services Division is with us in the studio today to talk about why they're contracting with outside agencies. to
Why
provide
are
vital
we
services
contracting
for our
with outside
residents.
agencies?
Isn't that going to be costly, Mr. Councilman?
Well, quite frankly, yes. It is an additional
And then
expense,
we'll
but
do
residents have come to expect a certain level of services, and
do
we simply
5
do
deep
not
on
have
this
the
one.
capacity to provide them within the city.
Right? Did I do that? No, I
Sounds
did
like
6
we're
deep
the
there.
ones who will end up paying for it. Should we be worried?
I expect the
1, 2,
residents
3,
would be
4,
more distressed
5.
if key services became unavailable.
I
Their
can't
quality of
count
life is very
apparently.
important to them.
But so is their money. We'll be back after this.
And then I will actually just fill that in with commercial. And I will do the same thing over here, but I'm actually going to start by putting a little apartment complex. Same thing over there, just a couple little apartment complexes. Just get a little bit of commercial at the ends of these little strips here. See how that fills in. Alright, now let's take a look at what the heck was going on with our water supply issue. Sewage treatment looks fine. Freshwater facilities are good. Maybe it's because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. It seems like we're doing fine with our freshwater supply. We have plenty of output, almost no consumption. Check out our leisure. We got that football stadium, so that's cool. People like that. Back to our fertile land. Yeah, so we do have some fertile land available here that we're not going to use because we want to make this a physical. But we could do some fertile land there. I think what I'm probably going to do is use this area. I think long term this is where I want to put my farms though. And I'm so close to getting offices and stuff. So we continue to build out these. I'm going to just speed this up just a little bit. Let these houses build up. We got some stuff leveling up, which is great. Tony the Tiger style. Commercial demand still popping. Let's continue to zone out our commercial, and I can just switch it up every now and then. Go from 5 to 6. What else do we have going on here that we can work on as I wait for these houses to get built? All those lots look like they're up and running. Go ahead and finish that off. All these lots also look like they're up and running. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's not worth fighting over right now, so I'm just gonna let it happen. Perfect. Things are looking great. Tony the Tiger, Lee Marshall. Ooh, getting some more medium density housing. I don't like that 2x3 building. It's a little rough. I'm going to keep that alone for the time being, but I might in the future just change that out. And what I will do here is, I think, man, not 100% sure. I think I might have built those houses a little too close for comfort. We'll do the 6 back, and I'll actually push it out just a wee bit farther here. Keep that vibe going. Oop. And I messed it up. I did what I did not want to do. Unlocked Balter Pines, and let's actually put that down. I like this building. I like the way it looks. We can just pop it right. It really wants to be fronted on that street. I think right there is a good location for that. Maybe. Yeah, I like that. I like that location for Balter Pines. It's a nice, strong looking building. Actually, I'm gonna change that up, and I'm gonna put it right there. Give it a nice little fronting. I'll switch to some European assets here for a second, just to kind of mix that in. We'll kind of use these as like a park or some type of facility of that nature. Get there. Alright, so our housing situation is becoming interesting. I'm just going to delete that preemptively and allow these buildings to build in. Apparently I have destroyed zoning for something. Not quite sure what I did there. I think I accidentally put European housing in. Perfect, we made it to level 4. That was our goal for this video, so I think after I finish building this street, I will stop it there. And we will continue. Ooh, yikes. We'll continue with our next video. And we'll work on our level 4 stuff, mainly putting some office buildings down. We're going to focus on that. We're going to focus on getting parks mainly. That's going to be the big focus of that episode, so stay tuned. That'll be coming up. Hopefully this was a bit enlightening as far as what we're going to be trying to do with this barrier island. But again, I'll just wrap this video up with, we've got things going on. This is going to be our like commercial corridor, and we'll have some mixed in places, and I'll actually do this really quickly. Just because I kind of meant to earlier and forgot. Well, actually, I won't do that right now. Maybe I will. 4 by 4. Just a little section of corner stores there to kind of fill that area in just a smidge. But yeah, so we got our industrial going on over here. We're going to continue to expand that, and in our next episode, we're going to focus a lot on building out our city center, our city services. I'm going to try and continue to work on this, and we're going to focus a lot on landscaping and getting our parks services in place, because I think we're going to give our city a lot of character with some park services. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed.